on out there in the land of the unfree America. I hope I'm not muted now. I'm going to do a call where you got to email me for the last 4 digits. You have to email me. Can you hear me now? Give me a 5x5 if you guys can hear me okay. Give me a 5x5 if you guys can hear me okay. I should be still 0. 5x5. Yes. Good job. We're back. We are back. What is up, Chevy? How are you, buddy? Good to see you, man. Let's see what happens here. I want to watch this.
Titles are
because I believe that this woman is running for president. I'm pretty sure she is. I listened to the first 5 minutes of this. I think I was at 7 minutes when I stopped. 7 minutes and 40 seconds is exactly what it said when we first started. But it was like, you have to, there's an echo now? Oh, you're kidding me. Is the whole stream cooked? Have I just screwed this whole thing up from the beginning? El Presidente. Yeah, I think she's going to run. Okay, you have to call me if you want the last 4 digits of the, for the last, so it's 626 532, and then email me for the rest. You have to email me. There it is right there. I just want to see what people think here. You have to email me if you want to call in. There's the pinned message. You guys can let people know that people can email me if they want to call in. This is going to be a political talk.
Hi.
And she's resigning from Congress. Here, let me give you guys my spin on it so that you guys can hear my political perspective. Because I want to talk politics, but remember, I'm going to be a fierce centrist here. I'm going to be like, they're going to say, well, Democrats, and I'm going to say, well, Republicans. They're going to say, well, Republicans, and I'm going to say, well, the Democrats do this. I'm going to be a fierce centrist in this. But I believe that she's resigning from Congress because it's the perfect time. She has exactly 2 years to campaign for president of the United States. And I believe she's either going to be, I'm not sure where's she at? She's in Arkansas or Georgia, one of them states where JD live. And I think she's going to run for president. So there's a call-in number. If you guys have something to say about it, I just want to hear what she's going to say. But I knew since I was going to watch this, I might as well watch with a couple friends, huh? A couple friends.
Hi, everyone. I've always represented the common American man and woman as a member of the House of Representatives, which is why I've always been despised in Washington, D.C. and just never.
So put a 1 in the chat if you believe that's true. Put a 2 in the chat if you think that's fake. 1 if you think it's true. She's always represented the common man. 2 if you think that's not true. I just want to see what people say. You think she's a sellout, Todd? Todd says she's a sellout. Okay, cool. Thanks, man.
Never fit in. Americans are used by the political industrial complex of both political parties, election cycle after election cycle.
Put a 1 in the chat if you agree. Are we used? I agree with her. The people are used by politicians and they lie to us the whole way.
In order to elect whichever side can convince Americans to hate the other side more. And the results are always the same. No matter which way the political pendulum swings, Republican or Democrat, nothing ever gets better for the common American man or woman.
I totally agree with her. Put a 1 in the chat if you agree. Is it, and this is the reason why I wanted to show this, because I watched the first 7 minutes of it. Put a 1 if you agree. I can vote for Democrats, I can vote for Republicans, and both sides lie to me. Both sides will lie to me. They just do. And I wish that wasn't true.
The debt goes higher. Corporate and global interests remain Washington's sweethearts. American jobs continue to be replaced, whether it's by illegal labor or legal labor by visas or just shipped overseas. Small businesses continue to be swallowed by big corporations. Americans' hard-earned tax dollars always fund foreign wars, foreign aid, and foreign interest. And the spending power of the dollar continues to decline. The average American family can no longer survive on a single breadwinner's income, as both parents have to work in order to simply survive.
Put a 1 in the chat if you agree with that. I completely and utterly agree with that. She's talking to every single American. Listen, I'll be honest with you. I'm not rich. I'm just like you. The grocery bill is killing me right now. Absolutely killing me. Put a one in the chat. The grocery bill, when you go to the store, if you look at the receipt and you're like, holy shit, is that really my grocery bill? And you don't want to say it because you don't want to feel embarrassed. But that is how I feel. Like, wow, this is really expensive.
And today, many in my children's generation feel hopeless for their future and don't think they will ever realize the American dream. And that breaks my heart. I ran for Congress in 2020 and have fought every single day believing that Make America Great Again meant America first. I have one of the most conservative voting records in Congress, defending the First Amendment, Second Amendment, unborn babies, because I believe God creates life at conception, and I love to fight.
Well, that's where we differ. I'm pro-choice. You guys are welcome to be pro-life, 100%. You guys can have. I want to see what you guys see because I'm looking at a computer and I want to see on the phone what you guys see. I personally believe in a third party that's pro-choice and also pro-Second Amendment, where it shall not be infringed means that there's no gun laws. I don't like gun laws at all. I think they're a waste of time. If people want to get a bazooka, they will. They will.
Fight for the little guy. Strong, safe borders. I have fought hard for that. I've fought against COVID tyrannical insanity and mandated mass vaccinations. And I don't want to say words. I just can tell you that some of the last words that she just said, some of those last few words right here, I thought was ridiculous and stupid. I thought if the president is getting the vid and world leaders are getting the vid and they're getting the vid on the sets of Hollywood, that this thing that like this, it's not going to help. It's not going to do anything at all. Fought hard for that. I fought against COVID tyrannical insanity and mandated mass vaccinations. And
that's why I left California and became an auditor. That's why I went across the country. That's why you guys know who I am, because I couldn't go out to restaurants or anywhere to stores. It was horrible without your card.
I've never voted to fund foreign wars with your hard-earned tax dollars.
This is why I said I believe she's running for president. Bravo on that statement. I don't want to go to foreign wars either. Put a one in the chat if you agree. If you do not want to fund foreign wars, I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat, liberal, conservative. Don't time anybody out for their political position. They can put MAGA 2028. They can put anything they want. You put anything you want politically. This is a centrist talk. I'm for not funding foreign wars.
However, with almost 1 year into our majority, the legislature has been mostly sidelined. We endured an 8-week shutdown, wrongly, resulting in the House not working for the entire time. And we are entering campaign season, which means all courage leaves and only safe campaign re-election mode is turned on in the House of Representatives.
They played a great big charade of that we're fighting for you, and absolutely nothing was accomplished. This is hey, I told you I'm going to blame them both. Democrats fought for a cause. They fought for health care over the tax cuts for billionaires. The Democrats folded. So what do we waste all that money and time for?
During the longest shutdown in our nation's history, I raged against my own speaker and my own party for refusing to proactively work diligently to pass the plan to save Americans' health care and protect Americans from outrageous, overpriced, and unaffordable health insurance policies.
So she's talking about it now. That's what the government shutdown was about.
The House should have been in session working every day to fix this disaster.
Yes, and people can call me a raging liberal. Health care for all. We got to get there. We got to get there. My God, every other country on earth can do it. And you and I, the people who work, I've never stopped working. I always work. You and I, the people who fund all these wars, man, we could do 1/4 less war and every one of us could have health coverage like Bill Gates.
Instead, America was force-fed disgusting political drama once again from both sides of the aisle on television every single day. My bills, which reflect many of President Trump's executive orders, like calling for a new census counting Americans only to draw new districts, making...
You know what? Put a 1 in the chat if you agree with that. Put a 2 in the chat if you don't agree with that. She's calling for a new census that only Americans, American-born citizens, are allowed on the census. Put a 1 if you agree with that. Put a 2 if you disagree with that. A census is expensive. Yeah, she was rich before that, Marissa. We know that. She ran a trash company or something like that. She made a lot of money. She made a lot more money in Congress, of course, because she knew inside stuff, like they all do. They're all inside training. Tell me that Trump meme coin is not an inside job. How many people bought that Trump meme coin? I know friends of mine who did. They lost. But what do you guys think of a new census for only Americans? Put a 1 in the chat if you're for that. Put a 2 in the chat if you're against it.
English the official language of the U.S., making it a felony. Executive orders, like calling for a new census counting Americans only to draw new districts, making English the official language of the U.S.
Making English the official language of the U.S. Okay. Put a 1 if you agree with that. Put a 2 if you disagree with it. I'm sorry, I disagree with it. I think we are a nation of immigrants. I do believe that we should slow the immigration process right now, process what we have. The immigration is a whole new thing, but I do not believe that America should be dubbed an English only nation. There are people who are born here that speak Farsi. There are people born here that only speak Spanish. There are people born here that only speak Russian. There are people born here who have a different heritage than you and I do, and they should be able to speak that language. It's a 2 for me. I'm sorry. 2, I do not believe America should be branded with you got to speak English if you're going to be here. How about you learn their language, or you try to communicate? And with all the devices we have today, you can use Google Translate and sit there and have a conversation with someone who doesn't speak any English. And how many times have you made a phone call to a 1-800 number for your microphone not working, and you're talking to someone who's a foreigner that has an accent? We have to be more tolerant than, you're only going to speak English around here, you hear me? We have to be more tolerant than that.
Making it a felony to medically trans a minor, and other bills like eliminating capital.
Wow, that's, she kind of glossed over that right there, but let's talk about that for a second. I'm going to give you guys the call-in number. I'm going to give you the rest of the number as soon as this video is over. If you guys want to call in, I'm going to give you the call-in number as soon as this is over, because I'll just delete the Google voice call. But that was a big one she just said. Make it a felony.
Making it a felony to medically trans a minor. Making
it a felony to chemically castrate a minor is what she's saying. Or to, I don't know the adverse of that for a female. I imagine making it so she can't have a baby in some way. So a felony. What do you guys think of that? Put a 1 in the chat if you agree with that it should be a felony for a doctor to trans a minor, is the way she said it. Put a 2 in the chat if you disagree with that parents and the minor should have a right to choose if they want to trans or not. I guess that's the way so 1 if you agree with that, 2 if you disagree with it. 1 if you agree with it, that it should be a felony to trans a minor. 2 if you disagree with it. It should be up to the parents and the child. So I just want to see what you guys think. And I'm going to sit here for a second because I want to count the 1s and 2s and see if there's more 1s. So there's felonize it. You guys want to felonize it, though. Remember this. You're criminalizing this. You're making a felony typically means jail or prison time. It's more 1s than 2s, but there are 2s in there. It's a 2 for me, and I'll tell you why. Felonize, I don't know about felonize. I want to make it. This is a bigger conversation than just this, but I don't agree with transitioning minors because of your body grows into a certain way, because I am for trans rights. I just think trans rights, some of the things that you're going to do to your body, I do believe that you should be 18 before some of those. And I know a lot of trans people. So I live here in Hollywood where there's tons of trans people. So it's a tough one, but yeah, felonize, you guys are talking about, this is where I disagree, is the felony part.
And other bills like eliminating capital gains taxes on the sale of your primary home and eliminating H-1B.
Eliminating capital gains. Did you guys hear that? Did you hear that? eliminating capital gains. So there are the rich people, in case you guys didn't know this, rich people, a lot of rich people only live out of the stock market. And the money they make is capital gains.
It a felony to medically trans a minor, and other bills like eliminating capital gains taxes on the sale.
Eliminating capital gains for the wealthy and for stock traders. I think that's going to be more on the, I mean, listen, this is why I believe there has to be a third party. Anybody who doesn't make over $250,000 a year doesn't agree with that. Getting rid of capital gains on the rich.
Of your primary home and eliminating, making it a felony to medically trans a minor, and other bills like
that's going to be, man, that's really going to be a fight. Felonize it.
Eliminating capital gains taxes.
Eliminating capital gains or taxes on
the sale of your primary home.
The sale of your primary home. So it would really make sure it would benefit you and your family to make sure that you keep that home and keep it in your family home.
Eliminating H-1B visas. Just sit.
I mean, I'm really stuck on the felonizing of it. I think if you make it illegal, then some of these, I think you're gonna, man, it's really not my area. That's tough. That's tough, isn't it?
They all sit collecting dust. That's how it is. Capital gains taxes on the sale of your primary home and eliminating H-1B visas. Just sit. They all sit.
Eliminating H-1B visas? How about this? Do you guys think we should eliminate H-1B visas? You know that we bring in some really, listen, there are people around the world who are geniuses. Put a 1 in the chat if you think we should eliminate H-1B visas. Put a 2 in the chat if we should not. I agree, man. I don't think, I have personal relationships with people who have trans children, and I have expressed to those people that I do not believe in putting the hormones into those children. As soon as I tell that family, that person, my belief system, at that point, I think I'm out. Like, I think the world's effed up enough, you know? So HB1 visa. So, wow, that's a pretty big split. That's about 50-50. Wow, keep going. Keep going. Let me see. 1, if you think we should eliminate HB1. 2, if you think we should keep it. I think we should keep it. I don't think we should eliminate it completely. I think there are some really, really... Oh, I mean, listen, I know a lot of you guys see her as a traitor. I know a lot of you guys don't like her because, you know, Trump doesn't like her. And I think, listen, I think she's running for president. That's why I'm watching this with you guys. And I am a fierce centrist. Obviously, if I'm pro-choice and pro-Second Amendment, neither side really wants me on their team. And it's been that way my whole life. It's still right down the middle with H-1B visa. Wow, that's crazy. I think more people are for keeping it, just barely, maybe 60-40.
Collecting dust. It's like eliminating capital gains taxes on the sale of your primary home and eliminating H-1B visas. Just sit. They all sit collecting dust. That's how it is for most members of Congress bills. The speaker never brings them to the floor for a vote.
She's exactly correct. She's exactly correct. I mean, she is saying some stuff that's correct. Anything you and I care about, as far as like ending qualified immunity, overturning stop and frisk, those bills just sit on the desk and they don't go anywhere.
Many common Americans are no
shelving.
longer easily convinced by paid political propaganda spokespersons and consultants on TV and paid shills on social media obediently serving with cult-like conviction to force others to swallow the political party talking points.
Yeah, like the Epstein files are hoax. I told you, my position has always been I'm a fierce centrist. We need an independent party. Trump ran on the idea that we were going to release the Epstein files. And then he didn't. And he said they were a hoax. And you were supposed to toe the party line, and she didn't. And I agree with her for not towing the party line on that. We wanted to see them, and we still do. When we see billionaires and world leaders in handcuffs, then we got somewhere. And you know how I hate torture cuffs.
Because They know how much credit card debt they have. They know how much their bills have gone up over the past 5 years.
Yes.
They actually do their own grocery shopping and no food costs too much.
Yes.
Their rent has increasingly gone up and up.
Yes.
They have been outbid by corporate asset managers too many times when they put in an offer to buy a house.
Yes.
They have been
that's
laid
happening.
off after being forced to train their visa holding replacement.
Oh, that's the H-1B thing.
College degree they were told to earn only left them in debt with no big six-figure salary.
That's true. How many people in here have a college degree? Put a 1 in the chat if you feel like your college degree is worthless. Because it's really about how much you work and how hard you work and what you put in. That's what it's about. But everything she's saying, by the way, I'm a fierce centrist. I do not align with the hard left and I do not align with the hard right. I do not. Trust me. I know where I stand. And she's saying things from my point of view, that are like, a lot of them are like right at us as centrists, because she knows she's going to have to win with some independent Democrats and her base of Republicans. That's why she's so hard line on H-1B visas.
See more homeless people than ever on their own community streets. They can't afford health insurance or practically any insurance, and they just aren't stupid.
That's exactly how I feel. I don't think I'm Albert Einstein. I don't think any of us feel like we're the smartest person in the room. And if you feel like you're the smartest person in the room, you need to go to another room. There's smarter people than you. But they treat us like we're stupid. From what I understand, what I'm hearing right now, maybe you guys are hearing the same thing, there are aliens. And it just came out, right? That like some of the people that we have found aliens, we have found alien spacecraft, we have found alien bodies. The movie Terminator wasn't too far off from the truth. We did find alien stuff and created stuff from it. Terminator wasn't far. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys have heard about that. But Congress and the president and the executive and our government treats us like we're children. And it drives me just crazy. I'll go back 10 seconds. I'm just saying, I think she's going to run for president. I haven't voted Republican or Democrat in almost 20 years, so I don't know.
Forced to train their visa holding replacement. The college degree they were told to earn only left them in debt with no big six-figure salary. They see more homeless people than ever on their own community streets.
Okay, so for me, just so you guys know, there's a bingo. The number one problem America has right now is homelessness and vagrants. The number one problem that America has right now is homeless and vagrancy. And I'm telling you right now, I have a book. I'm writing my book. My book's coming out. You guys will see in my book. I say it again. The number one problem in America is homelessness. Number one. You know what's ruined Los Angeles, where I live? Homelessness. Put a 1 in the chat if you agree. Put homelessness. More than ever, homelessness has ruined this country. Absolutely ruined it. Unless you live in a gated community. And you don't really notice it as much. It's not really that big of a deal to you. But to people who live in the street, that work blue collars, that come back to their home, we are surrounded with tents. That's the biggest problem we're facing. Prices, yes, I agree with you, Marissa, 100%. Prices, which is the same thing, home and prices. They go hand in hand, Marissa. Thank you for pointing that out.
They can't afford health insurance or practically any insurance.
Thank God. And you guys all bash California. Thank God I'm in California. Oh my God, my health insurance I can afford. Thank you, God in heaven, for making it that California prioritizes the health of citizens here first. Or I would never be able to afford health insurance as a 51-year-old man whose father died of diabetes, whose grandfather died of diabetes, whose great-grandfather died of diabetes. Thank God for California in that regard.
And they just aren't stupid. These are the people I represent and love, because that is who all of my family and friends are, common Americans. I've been blessed to represent the 14th District of Georgia for 5 years. The district is filled with some of the most wonderful, kind-hearted, God-fearing, patriotic, hardworking people.
Boot them, Maddie. If they say some racist ass shit, send them packing, brother. I don't want any racism in the chat, dude. You guys can say whatever you want. Don't be racist. Don't attack one another.
you will ever meet.
Thanks, Maddie.
Good, regular, common Americans. I've worked hard to bring taxpayer dollars back home to help district needs. I impeached Biden's Secretary of Homeland after watching my constituents die as he facilitated dangerous open border invasion into America.
I totally agree with her here. I'm sorry for the Democrats, but this is where I totally agree that the open border policy, there's a pool of money in the center of a community. Just imagine a swimming pool, and everybody puts a little bit of money in there. That's called a tax pool. When you open up the doors of the gates and other people come into that community, then that tax pool gets smaller and smaller. A lot of illegal immigrants pay tons of taxes, tons. I understand that part. I get that part. But when you're allowing millions of people to come in here and work at a much lower capacity compared to, it just causes a lot of problems. We should naturalize the people who are here, give them a path to citizenship, and they cannot vote because they came here illegally. And that's the problem that the Republicans have, is that the illegal immigrants who came here will be able to vote one day. I have a solution for it. You can come here, but you don't get to vote. You came here illegally. We're going to give you a path to citizenship here, but you don't get to vote now. Because that's what the Republicans hate. If you go on X at all and spend any time, the Republicans don't want the illegal immigrants here to become Democrats and vote against them. I totally agree with them in that regard. But then you're going to have to make some concessions when you come here and become naturalized, which is you give up your voting rights. Because that's what the other side really cares about. And they're willing to turn our country into a war zone to make sure that doesn't happen. Look at our country all over the place. That's because Republicans are afraid the illegals are going to be able to vote. Let's take it away. Let's take it away and stop the war in our country.
And I led the effort to defund hard left politically biased NPR and PBS and the corrupt USAID, and I did that as chair of the DOJ subcommittee. I have fought harder than almost any other elected Republican to elect Donald Trump and Republicans to power. I traveled.
And now there's war zones in our country. Prices haven't dropped. His family has made billions of dollars off of a fake meme coin, pulling the rug on the Trump coin, Barron Davis on a tweet, Barron Trump based on a tweet from Donald Trump, and all the drama and dog shit that has gone with this administration, giving $40 billion to another country while we are paying top dollar for that same meat here and undercutting our beef farmers. It has been a nightmare for anybody who works for a living.
The country for years. I spent millions of my own. I fought harder than almost any other elected Republican to elect Donald Trump and Republicans to power. I traveled the country for years. I spent millions of my own money. I missed precious time with my family that I can never get back. And
it's funny. I actually partway believe her. She was, I mean, when she came into Congress, let me just tell you, I hated her. I hate it. You have no idea. I thought she was the dumbest, stupidest. I'm being honest with you. I fucking hated this chick. And she has made more and more sense. I'm not saying she's, doesn't have her sins or things about her that are up as far as if you lean any way left at all. She's got some up stuff about her. But she does speak some sense here and there. So I do believe that she got into it for the right reason, and now she wants to be president.
Showed up in places like outside the New York courthouse in Collect Pond Park against a raging leftist mob as Trump faced Democrat lawfare. Meanwhile, most of the establishment Republicans who secretly hate him and who stabbed him in the back and never defended him against anything have all been welcomed in right after the election.
Is she telling the truth there? Especially if you're a Republican on the right, put a 1 if you're telling the truth. They all hate him. They just have to do what he says because he's too powerful. He's too powerful. Straight up, put a 1 in the chat if you agree but 2 in the chat if you think she's just trying to divide the party. Put a 2 in the chat if you think she's just trying to divide the party with that by saying that the Republicans internally hate him. Okay, put a 2 in the chat if she's just trying to split the Republicans by talking that shit. And she knows Trump's going to hear her resignation speech, so she's letting him know that they hate him, okay? They hate him. Oh, you're walking with them now? They hate you. I had your back, not them. Okay. I'm going to keep voting. 1, 2, 1 or 2. 1 or 2. I want to see because I didn't. 1, if you agree with her that they hate him and they just do it. 2, if she's trying to divide the party. I just want to see. I just want to see what you guys think. I mean, there's a lot of 2s. Big 2. Someone said big 2. A lot of people think she's just trying to divide the party. And I admit, I'm a centrist. I didn't vote for Trump. I didn't vote for Kamala.
Republicans who secretly hate him on Park against a...
And this is where you're voting on right here. 1, if you agree with her. 2, if you disagree with her. This is what you're voting on right here.
I missed precious time with my family that I can never get back. And I showed up in places like outside the New York courthouse in Collect Pond Park against a raging leftist mob as Trump faced Democrat lawfare.
Okay, now 1, if you agree with her here. 2, if you disagree with her right here.
Meanwhile, most of the establishment Republicans who secretly hate him and who stabbed him in the back and never defended him against anything have all been welcomed in right after the election.
That is a fucking huge accusation. That is ginormous. Holy, that was big.
And I will never forget the day I had to leave my mother's side as my father had brain surgery to remove cancerous tumors in order to fly to Washington, D.C. to defend President Trump and vote no against the Democrats' second impeachment in 2021.
Ooh. I mean, that's going to be fact checked. You know, he may have had the votes without her. But listen to the sacrifice that she says that she did here. Put a 1 in the chat if you think she's telling the truth. Put a 2 if you think she's lying. Put a 1 if you think she's telling the truth right here. Tell a 2 if you think she's lying. Tell a 2 if you would, please.
Cancerous tumors in order to fly election. And I will never forget the day
I'll never forget the day. 1 if she's telling the truth. 2 if she's lying. She's never going to forget the day that this happened.
Leave my mother's side as my father had brain surgery to remove cancerous tumors in order to fly to Washington, D.C. to defend President Trump and vote no against the Democrats' second impeachment in 2021. My poor father and my poor mother, it was way too much for all of us.
Do you feel bad for her? Put a 5 if you feel bad for her. Put a 5 if you feel bad for her right now. Put a 6 if you don't. I'm not laughing. That's terrible. I'm probably going to burn in hell for that right there. You know that.
President Trump and vote no against the Democrats' second impeachment in 2021. My poor father and my poor mother, it was way too much for all of us. Through it all, I never changed or went back on my campaign promises and only disagreed in a few areas, like my stance against H-1Bs replacing American jobs, AI state moratoriums, debt for life 50-year mortgage scams, standing strongly against all involvement in foreign wars, and demanding the release of the Epstein files. All state moratoriums, went back on my campaign promises, and only disagreed in a few areas, like my stance against H-1Bs replacing...
Her stance against H-1Bs. Are you pro H-1Bs? Put 1. If you're against H-1Bs, put 2. If you're for H-1Bs, people coming into this country on the special kind of visa, put a 1. If you're against it, put a 2. If you're for H-1 visas, put a 1. If you're against it, put a 2.
Replacing American jobs, AI state moratoriums.
AI state moratorium. What exactly does that mean? Oh, look at that. So many people. Wow. Wow, more people are for them. Okay. So, let me tell you what this means so you guys know what this means. She just said an AI state moratorium, a legal halt passed by a state government that blocks companies or agencies from building, releasing, or using certain kinds of artificial intelligence until lawmakers study the risks, write the rules, or put safety standards in place. So she was for an AI moratorium. That's what she's saying right here. I just want to be clear of what she's saying right here. She's for an AI moratorium. So, okay, let's do this. Put a 3 in the chat if you're for an AI moratorium. Put a 4 in the chat if you're like, no, let it just run wild. Put a 3 in the chat. She is pro AI moratorium. Put a 3 in the chat if you want an AI moratorium. Put a 4 if like, no, let these companies go, build the AI. No, she is not irrelevant, people. You may hate her, you may love her. She is not irrelevant. That's why I'm doing this stream about her. She's going to run for president as far as I'm concerned. So more people are for it. So more 3s than 4s. 3 if you are for an AI moratorium, and 4 if you are against it. I mean, I got to admit, I'm probably more 3 than 4, to be honest with you. You know, because they have alien life and they just won't show it to us. That's a whole nother stream.
Debt for life 50-year mortgage scams.
Yeah. Yeah. Put a 9 in the chat if you're against mortgage scams. The 50-year mortgage scam. Put a 9 in the chat if you're against a 50-year mortgage scam. It's a 9 for me, and there's no other option. You are a 9 as well. If you don't know it, I'm helping you. I am against a 50-year.
Standing strongly against all involvement in foreign wars and
there it is. There's your 6. If you're against foreign wars, put a 7 if you want to fund foreign wars. There's your 6. If you're against foreign wars, if you are against foreign wars, put a 6. If not, put a 7. If you want to fund Israel's war, Ukraine's war, then put a 7. Okay? For me, it's a 6. I don't want to fund these people's fucking wars. Fair enough? I don't care. I don't want to go to Nigeria either. I don't want to invade Greenland. I don't want to take over Canada. America first, motherfucker. America first. I don't want any of those things.
Demanding the release of the Epstein files.
Boom. There it is. There's your 10. And there's no other option. It's a 10 only. Epstein files got to come out.
That my voting record has been solidly with my party and the president. Loyalty should be a two-way street, and we should be able to vote our conscience and represent our district's interests because our job title is literally representative. America first should mean America first and only Americans first, with no other foreign country ever being attached to America first in our halls of government. Standing up for America.
If we're going to go to war against the illegal immigrants in America who are doing the farming and the plucking and the meat processing and the cooking and the cleaning and the rebuilding and the factories, if we're going to go after them with a paramilitary force, a militarized, full-on militarized force to get the illegal immigrants out of here because they're costing us, then we got to not fund foreign wars at all whatsoever. Should be not another dime going out for anybody else's bomb. You agree with that? Holy snarling snake shit, right? I don't want to fund your fucking war, dude. We're at war in this country over people being here illegal.
American women who were raped at no other foreign country ever being attached to America first in our halls of government. Standing up for American women who were raped at 14 years old, trafficked and used by rich, powerful men should not result in me being called a traitor and threatened.
Boom.
By the President of the United States.
Exactly. Hey, Trumper, we want to know which of your donors, which of your friends went over there. Hey, Clinton, we want to know what you did. Hey, Bush, Obama, we want to know if you're on the list, how many times you went over there. We want to know about Larry Summers, the president of Harvard. We want to know about Bill Gates, about Tom Hanks. We want to know about all of them. Every single last and dirty one of them. Republican, Democrat, liberal, conservative. They, them. I don't give a what you are. I want to know if you went there. And if you touched a kid, I want to see you prosecuted and castrated. That's what I want.
Whom I fought for. However, while yes, hurtful, my heart remains filled with joy, my life is filled with happiness, and my true convictions remain unchanged. Because
there it is. Let me play it again. I won't interrupt.
However, while yes, hurtful, my heart remains filled with joy, my life is filled with happiness, and my true convictions remain unchanged. Because my self-worth is not defined by a man, but instead by God, who created everything in existence.
And I'd like to announce my candidacy for president in 2028.
You see, I have never valued power, titles, or attention, in spite of all the wrong assumptions about me. I do not cling to those things because they are meaningless and empty traps that hold too many people in Washington. I believe in term limits and do not think Congress should be a lifelong career or an assisted living facility.
And now she can say I was the living, breathing example of that. I served a couple terms in Congress, and then I decided that my time here had been spent. It was time for me to move on, and I ran for president. Ascend up to power or don't. But don't think you're going to run in Congress for 20, 30 years, and then you're going to come out of there and you're going to run for president. You're not. You're more in love with power and being a power broker than you are actually legislating change. And if she's speaking to someone who's a centrist like I am, she's speaking to a broader spectrum of people while still leaning hard to the right. Because let me clue you guys in. Ready for this? MAGA's got to go somewhere. And they may hate her now until she starts to poll really well, because a lot of independents and centrists are saying yes for MTG because they don't go quite as far left, where they don't agree with women, biologically born men being in women's sports. And so Marjorie Taylor Greene's going to take that center crowd with her. MAGA's got to go somewhere. And as you know, MAGA likes to win. They want to go with the winner. You might be looking at the next woman president. You may hate her now because you're MAGA, till she's running top in the polls because the independent centrists and some women who want to see a woman get into the top office, even if it's someone who they ideologically disagree with in some ways.
My only goal and desire has ever been to hold the Republican Party accountable for the promises it makes to the American people and put America first. And I have fought against Democrats' damaging policies like the Green New Deal, wide open, deadly, unsafe border policies, and the trans agenda on children and against women. With that has brought years of non-stop, never-ending personal attacks, death threats, lawfare, ridiculous slander and lies about me that most people could never withstand even for a single day.
Okay, hold on a minute. Hold on a second. Let me jump in, honey. There's about 2 million of us YouTube creators, 2 million plus, right? I think every single one of us can, not everybody has got the same amount of death threats that I've gotten, but I get plenty of death threats. I get them all the time. I get them regularly. You guys have, if you have never been in any way or shape or form a public figure where lots of people are going to, right here, right now, there's 2,000 people here, right? If you haven't experienced that before, then she's right. You probably don't understand what it's like and the amount of pressure. Just so you guys know, I have my own team DLZ. To them, I am beholden. I owe them. I promise them I'll never stop. And so it's just this amazing amount of pressure that you put on yourself because of the promises you've made to other people. And then add in the same amount of Team DLZ I have another large group of haters that hate my guts, that want me to quit every day. So she's going to run for something here.
It has been unfair and wrong, not only to me, but especially to my family. But it's been wrong to my district as well. I have too much self-respect and dignity. I love my family way too much, And I do not want my sweet district to have to endure a hurtful and hateful primary against me by the president that we all fought for, only to fight and win my election while Republicans will likely lose the midterms. And
well, she's right there. Okay, so let's take a vote here. Put a 1 in the chat if you think the Republicans are going to lose the midterms. Put a 2 in the chat if you think the Republicans are going to win the midterms. It's a 1 for me. I may go just vote all Democrat down the line just because we have to put checks and balances in on this government, even though I have not voted Republican or Democrat since 2009. So I put a 1 if you think the Republicans are going to lose the midterms. Put a 2 if you think they're going to win the midterms. I think they're going to lose, and they're going to lose badly because we have to put some limits on Trump because he is out of touch as far as I'm concerned. Our country should not be a war zone to get the illegals out. We should simply strip the voting rights and then give them a path to citizenship. As far as I'm concerned, that's my centrist position point of view.
In turn, be expected to defend the president against...
Sorry about that. Let me go back a little bit so we can see where we were. A lot of 2s, too. A lot of 2s. A lot of people are 2s. 1 if you think that the Republicans will lose the midterms. 2 if you think that they are going to win the midterms. Or let's make it more specific. 1 if you think they're going to lose the House and the Senate. 2 if you think they're going to win it. I think they're going to lose the House and Senate at this point. I think Trump's giving $40 billion away, denying the Epstein files. I think he's turning a lot of our cities into war zones. I think it's going to go against the Republicans.
All fought for, only to fight and win my election while Republicans will likely lose the midterms.
I wonder if there's more Republicans or Democrats in the room, or more Democrats or Republicans. Like I said, I am a fierce centrist, 100%.
In turn, be expected to defend the president against impeachment after he hatefully dumped tens of millions of dollars against me and tried to destroy me.
Could you imagine all the cut downs? Could you guys do me a favor? Can you guys give me the best cut downs that Trump would make up for Marjorie Taylor Greene? I want to hear. I mean, you heard him the other day. Quiet, piggy. I was like, bro. He called her piggy right to her face in a room full of reporters. Whoa. What cut downs would he give this woman right here? What would he say to her to insult her the most? What would be her biggest cut downs? What would you say? And of course, it has to be something about her appearance. It would have to be, right? For Trump to cut her down, it would have to be something about the way she looks. Called her piggy. I was like, this dude, man. Ugh, tough.
It's all so...
She should have shut up. I totally disagree. She's a reporter. She's supposed to ask questions.
Absurd and completely unserious. I refuse to be a battered wife, hoping it all goes away and gets better. If I am cast aside...
Ooh, did she just prefer herself to a battered wife? I think a lot of battered wives are going to have a problem with that, to be honest with you.
It's all so absurd and completely unserious. I refuse to be a battered wife, hoping it all goes away and gets better. If I am cast aside by the president and the MAGA political machine and replaced by neocons, big pharma, big tech, military-industrial war complex, foreign leaders, and the elite donor class that can never, ever relate to real Americans, then many common Americans have been cast aside and replaced as well. There is no plan to save the world or a 4D chess game being played.
What? This whole time I thought Trump was playing 4D chess. Are you guys shocked to hear this? Are you guys shocked to hear this? There's no 4D chess plan?
When common American people realize and understand that the political industrial complex of both parties is ripping this country apart, that not one elected leader like me is able to stop Washington's machine from gradually destroying our country, and instead the reality is that they, common Americans, the people, possess the real power over Washington.
Oh, no. That's some I really appreciate that, MTG. I really appreciate you saying that. No. Let me go back here. Okay, so just listen to this right here. Now, it's in the idea. It's great.
That they, common Americans, the people, possess the real power over Washington.
No, we don't. We don't hold the real power over Washington. I think I believe that since Trump got into office and unleashed the 40,000 new ICE agents out into the public, I don't. No, we don't. It's a beautiful concept, right? That the people hold the power, that we are the sovereign, that we have the power.
That our industrial complex of both parties is ripping this country apart. That not one elected leader like me is able to stop Washington's machine from gradually destroying our country. And instead, the reality is that they, common Americans, the people, possess the real power over Washington.
No, if that was true, I would stop the invasions of our cities. I would strip voting rights from illegals, and I would give them a path to citizenship so they could get a social security number and everything, and they would just sign away their voting rights, and that the Republicans would get what they want. They wouldn't have to worry about people voting against them. You know? Lance, if you're new, I don't know how long you've been around, but I'm completely against ICE invading our cities. Yeah, I'm totally against ICE doing what they're doing to our cities. Yeah, 100%, dude. I don't think that makes me a libtard, brother. I think that makes me not want to have a war in our cities. I live in LA, so.
Then I'll be here by their side to rebuild it. Until then, I'm going back to the people that I love, to live my life to the fullest as I always have. And I look forward to a new path ahead. I'll be resigning from office with my last day being January 5th, 2026. Wow. And I look forward to...
Wow. No, whoa. She's resigning, and she's resigning now. Lance, you're welcome to call in. I'm going to put the call-in number here. Here's the call-in number. You're welcome to call in and tell me exactly what you think. What was that? It's 626-532. And then and the phone's going to ring right here. Let me see. I don't know. Maybe I should just have you guys email me if you want to call in. Maybe you guys should just email me. What do you think about that? I put it in there, and I'll email you the fort. Oh, that's not it. Oh, that's pretty silly, Ricky. And let's talk about what you said, Ricky. I got to figure out a way. Oh, you know what I can do? Here you go. Oh, here you go. I can share this. That's funny. Here you go. Check this out. This is great. Is that it right there? That is it, but I can't see. Let me see what we got here. Trying to put the chat up on the screen. Close. There it is. There's your chats right there. Ricky, what'd you say again? Let me zoom this bad chicken in. There it is right there. There it is. I can see what you're saying now. Yeah. We can have a conversation. This is great. There it is. Okay, cool. I've never done this before. I've never done a call-in show before, but I'd like to take some phone calls. Let me see what you guys are saying. Does somebody want to call in? I'm sure there's all the trolls are watching in the troll farms. Be like, yo, we can call in. Yeah, go ahead, call in. I want to have this conversation. I want to see what people think about this MGT. I think she's running for president, but I want to see what you guys say, if you think she's running for president or not. No, I guess I'm not locked up anymore. But here, I should just, here you go. Let me just put this number out. You guys I'll see who calls it. This is kind of fun. It's kind of dangerous. What was the rest of it? 532. And then I think it's Oh. There it is right there. Let me pin that bad chicken. There it is right there. All right. I'll start taking some phone calls. Hopefully we're talking about the Marjorie Taylor Greene incident right there. If Marjorie Taylor Greene is running for president or not, I'd just like to see what you guys think. And maybe I'll put the Marjorie Taylor Greene thing back on there now that we realize that I'm just going to do a call-in. I mean, in the history of me being on YouTube, I've never done a call-in before, but let me screen it real quick and make sure it's just not some troll. Yo. Cool. I'll put him on if he's... Let me see if it's a real person. Yo, John, what's up? Pretty good, dude. What's going on? Okay. 1 second. Let me go. You guys, give me a second. Don't call me for 1 second. I got too many people calling. I'm gonna decline that bad chicken. Give me 1 second. You guys don't call in. I got too many people coming in. There you go. John, what's going on, partner? You there?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm from Rio Linda, California.
You're from Rio Linda, California?
Rio Linda, California, the town that Rush Limbaugh used to talk trash about all the time because he lived right nearby.
Why was he bashing Rio Linda?
He had to drive through Rio Linda to get to downtown Sacramento where he worked at the radio station down there back in the 80s, and so for the rest of his life he talked trash about Rio Linda.
All right. Tell me what you think about Marjorie Taylor Greene running for president. You think she is or you think she's not?
Well, we were talking about it this morning on a group thread, and one thing that was brought up is that it's her retirement is 1 day after the 5-year mark, so she gets a retirement money for life and free medical for life. Oh
yeah. All the politicians get it, John. They all get free health care for life.
They get it while they're in office, but they get to keep it for life if they serve a minimum of 5 years. And her retirement date is set for 1 day after the 5-year mark, from what I understand.
Ha! Of course. Wouldn't yours be though?
Right. It's just kind of a, it kind of raises your eyebrows a little bit,
Can you guys hear him okay? Okay. John, I got to let you go, man, but thanks for calling. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, buddy. Take care.
Later. Let me see. I couldn't hear him very well. Could you guys hear him very well? I couldn't hear him very well. It'll ring again in a second. You guys can call in now if you want to call, and I'll take this call. Hopefully the speaker works a little bit better on the next one. Yeah, thanks for calling, John. I appreciate it. I've never done a call-in show before, so I just phone line's open. It's pinned at the top if you guys want to call in and talk about Marjorie Taylor Greene. No, you're not, Canfield. No, you're not. But if you are Canfield, reach out to me. Shoot me an email. There it is right there, KT. Mic on the bottom of the phone. Oh, is that what it is, Brick? Am I not putting it in the right place? Let me see what we got here. Oh, that was on Messenger. Someone called on Messenger. Okay, I'm going to get the flock out of here. What's up? Cynthia, how are you? Oh, I'm so sorry. Say that again from the top.
I said I don't believe that there's going to be a female president anytime soon because the Dems and the Republicans the people that have been in office for years are not going to allow it.
Why do you think they don't want a woman in office for presidency?
I don't think they think that a female is capable.
Oh,
And a lot of women, I think that a lot of women are too emotional. I think that they'll act on emotional values in a lot of ways. The one person that I might vote for as a female would be Jean Carrero.
Jeannie Pereiro, are you talking about the judge?
Yeah,
You think people would elect Jeannie Pereiro though?
I think they would. She's for fair law, and I think that she would make judgments on war and our rights better than Trump is doing right now. I believe that Trump is kind of siding with the Muslims right now.
Kind of siding with the Muslims?
Yeah.
Do you fear of the Muslims? What are you afraid of with the Muslims?
To power. I traveled the country.
Sharia law. They're trying to turn this country into a country of Sharia law so that they can pull their crap over here, and we don't want that.
Wow. Do you know any Muslim people?
I do. I know several.
Yeah.
And I love them to death. But a lot of them don't agree with, they practice their beliefs, but they claim that they're not for taking over the country. They came here to free themselves of that law.
Mm-hmm. So you think that Muslims here would want Sharia law?
I think some of the more extremists would, yeah.
So, there's a notion floating around right now that all of the extremism that we've seen from Muslim people was really Mossad, and Israel had their own motivations in doing that. I mean, I'm not sure, to give you full disclosure, I am a descendant of Colombian Jews, so I have nothing against Jewish people, but that's just what's being floated on the internet right now, that a lot of the stuff that we've seen in the past, even the training of the 9/11 hijackers, people are saying that it was Mossad. So do you think that maybe you've been misled a little bit to believe that Islamic people want to attack us? I know there are some bad people, but do you think that overall Muslim people in general want to attack us? Don't you think the Muslim people who live here would want to just be able to take their kids to soccer practice and stuff? It's a pretty nice life here, People want to come here a lot.
Well, I don't think that all Muslim people are for the death of America. A lot of them came here to free themselves up of the Sharia law, the violence, and the death that they put on women. But I believe that by what's happening with a lot of the more extremists, whether it's Mossad or not, whoever it is, I think what they want is to see this country fall.
Wow.
And a lot of them come here. There's a lot of the extremists that come here. And you see it with some of these Muslims and, mostly Muslims that are, like, driving Uber. They're raping women. They're telling people not to take a drink, take a bottle of water, don't take any food from an Uber driver or the drivers that are Muslim because it's possible that they could take you out, and which is true. I mean, anybody could take you out. But the point is I think that the extremists want to take over the country. The rest of them want to be free of it. And, 9/11 was a pretty good indication that there's a lot of Muslims in this country that love our country, that love being free, that love our Constitution. And I don't care what belief you practice, but it's your extremist practices that screw up what you want.
Like that guy Timothy McVeigh, right? The extremist guy that blew up the Oklahoma building. Yeah. Listen, thanks for calling. I appreciate your time. And do me a favor, make sure you always plead the fifth when you talk to cops. Be really safe, okay?
Absolutely.
Thank you for your time. Yeah, I mean, I don't agree with her. I don't agree with her at all. But that's the thing. When you do a call-in, you let people call in and say what they're going to say. And, I mean, I don't agree with her at all. And I still love her. I got nothing against her. She just, remember, that human being is someone who's been taught certain things through the media. That's what that is. That's someone who learned something. Yo, this is Chille. Who's this? Texas lab leaks. Yep. Hello. Who's this?
Zionist Jews. We live under a Zionist-occupied government, 100%. Every one of our presidents are handpicked by the Zionist Jews of Israel.
Wow.
The last president that defied them was shot, and that was JFK. They got rid of his ass. I'm sorry. They got rid of him.
Wow.
It was a coup. It was a coup in this country. This is an oligarchy. This is not a republic. This is an oligarchy of the ruling class that control this country. And the ruling class are mostly Zionist Jews.
Wow.
And that's a fact. And the Trump is a Zionist puppet. He's trying to get rid of the only guy in Congress that has not ever taken money from AIPAC. Okay?
That's
Look
Thomas
it up.
Massey.
He's the only one. Massey, that's right.
Well, I mean, to be
He's
fair,
going after Massey.
to be fair though, I don't think that the Democrats, any of them, take money from AIPAC, do they?
Oh, they all take money. I'm
Oh,
talking about the
they all do.
Republicans and the Democrats.
Is that true? Can you guys?
It's a uniparty.
Can someone educate me? Does AIPAC give money to both Democrats and Republicans? I didn't know. I've only
Yes,
seen the AIPAC
absolutely.
counter.
They're all taking money from the Zionist Jews.
Let me look on AIPAC tracker.
Donald Trump was bailed out in the early 1990s from bankruptcy. He was going into the toilet, and the Rothschild family, the satanic Zionist Jew Rothschild family, bailed him out.
Wow.
And he is his daughter is converted to Judaism. He converted to Judaism in 2016. The American people just don't even know it yet. But you go and you look at the Jerusalem, one of the Jerusalem newspapers. They even reported it over there that he converted to Judaism in 2016.
Can I ask you? Let me jump in. Do you think Judaism is a bad religion?
I'm not talking about Judaism. I'm talking about Zionism. Zionism is not a religion.
No, I know that, but
Zionists
so just hold on. I mean,
ones
listen.
that-
Hold on. Let me conversation with you. So I am of Jewish descent. All of my friends are Jews. I have no problem with Jewish people. I've been to so many Shabbat dinners. I can't count them all with really amazing Jewish people. So is being Jewish bad, or is it the Israeli government and Benjamin Netanyahu and extreme Zionists?
I'm saying that the Zionist Jews control America 100%. Your media in this country is all owned by the Zionist Jews. The government is 100% owned by the Zionist Jews. Everything in the banking system, Wall Street bankers, they're all Zionist Jews. And I mean,
All of them? I don't know if all of them are. All of them are Zionists, though.
Hollywood was started by Zionist Jews. It's completely. That's why all your actors and actresses, all your major actors and actresses, they're all Jews. I mean, it's so obvious. It's staring everybody in the face, but they're afraid to talk about it because they're going, oh, well, you're just anti-Semitism.
Right.
You know.
No, I don't
the
think
whole
that.
deal.
I don't think that at all. I got you. Anyway, it's kind of just crazy because a second ago I got a phone call that a woman told me that it was the Muslims. The Muslims were going to take us over and they wanted to create Sharia law here. And then the next phone call that I took was someone telling me that it was the Jews,
Right.
that the Jews were going to take us over. And I got to push back on that because there's I know a lot of good Jewish people that don't
I'm
want
gonna
to take
tell you
over
something.
America.
The Zionist Jews are the ones pushing all the Muslims into this country. They're the ones that were pushing all the Muslims into Europe.
Oh shit!
They
Let
want to
me
destroy
take this. Let me take this. It was nice
That's why
talking
if
to you.
you're Hold on. If you're a Christian and you go to Israel, guess what? They spit on you.
Not all of them, but I've seen it on video myself. Let me take this. I'll call you back. Oh no, we'll talk again. Thanks for your time, brother. Later. Go ahead, man. Whoops. Oh. Let me just screen it. Make sure it's not someone just. Yeah, I Yo, what's up, man? Who's this?
I wanted to call and say that that last caller was pretty wild, and all of my Jewish homies hate the Israeli state, and I appreciate what you do with constitutional rights, teaching people about their rights, and
thank you.
Yeah, and the lady before him too. It's like a lot of bigoted losers around here.
Well, I think that everybody's looking for someone to blame the finger, and really, I think we have to blame our own government for the war on drugs, which has created a carceral state where it makes our society, our culture worse. We haven't taken care of our own people. That's why we have so many millions of homelessness. And I think that the more that we look into the real culprit, it's been our government, our CIA, our DEA, FBI.
Absolutely.
The agencies
no doubt about it.
They profit off of us. They profit off of us. They profit off the drug business, the prostitution business, the gang business. They profit off of us. And and they create this circus of left versus right. I'm sorry, I'll give you the floor. Go ahead.
No, I totally agree. Billions of dollars a year in cash and property seizures for people that are eking out a living and, the working class. And yeah, selling drugs. I went to prison when I was 18 for selling 1 gram of meth. I go to prison for 21 months. And then, for years after that, it was difficult to, find my footing again. And now I'm doing well, but it's just a wild business that they have, making money off from suffering, and it's not right. So.
Okay. So, and the thing is that, a lot of people, the last caller, if people were to say to me that I'm naive and I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to, that I know that our government is overrepresented by Jewish people. I know that it is. I know that the Jewish people, the Israeli movement of the Zionists was to come into our country and to really hold the power levers. And we know that. The thing is, though, is we're supposed to take care of our people first, and we haven't done that. And we're busy worrying about Israel and about Ukraine, about being the world police and giving $40 billion to Argentina. And it's just too much.
It is. And if anything, we need to be supporting the Palestinian people over the Israeli state. Judaism, I have no problem. I'm not a religious person. I grew up, Lutheran, like pretty generic Christian, but I'm not for the Israeli state at all. I think that they're basically the new Nazis. But Jewish people in the faith, yeah, of course. We need to protect everybody's right to have whatever faith. Jewish, Christian, Muslim, Buddhist, whatever. Go for it if that's what you want to do. But
can you guys hear okay? Give me a 5x5. You guys hear me all right? And listen, just so you know, a lot of people are going to give you shit about saying that you dealt chemicals when you were 18 years old, but that's because there's a supply and a demand. That's why. Because Americans want chemicals. And it's not going to stop by blowing up a few drug boats. It's not going to change anything. The chemicals will still be delivered to the people who want them. Am I wrong?
You are not. If there's a demand, someone's going to meet it. So. Okay.
Anything else you wanted to say while you got the crowd here?
No, I just appreciate you and have a good one, man.
Thanks, brother. Take care. So listen, I am not stupid. I know what the Zionist movement has done. I understand that. I know Zionists here in LA who are proud Zionists. I know Palestinian people here in LA who have been here since they were born. I know that. I get it. I understand that it's this, and believe me, the Jewish people had every right to try to sink their tentacles into everything they could after Hitler. And if you don't understand the Holocaust movement and what it did to those people, made them very afraid. And unfortunately now Benjamin Netanyahu, in my perspective, has become the bad guy. He's the bad guy. I think he perpetrated October 7th, just like we heard that Jewish woman say to him the other day. Let me see. Yo, who's this? Oh.
Press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Oh, got you on speaker. Who's this?
What's up, man? How's it going, homie?
What's going on, Brick Jonesy? What's going on, my friend? What'd you want to say?
No, I just wanted to call in and one, we don't stop. Number one, and then number two, yeah, it's kind of interesting to listen and watch. The main thing that I kind of noticed and wanted to point out was the homelessness issue. I'm really glad that you pointed that out. So with the prison pipeline, most of us know that the prison pipeline is the lead cause of the homelessness.
Yeah.
Pipeline.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and so, you know, this is the real fix. I mean, it's what you've been preaching, what you've been teaching, you know, and I'm really happy that you highlighted this congresswoman, and really she recognizes that homelessness is a massive issue. And, you know, I say that, I'm really happy that you're always out there teaching this stuff, man. And I say continue, man. We don't stop. That's all.
We don't stop, Brick Jonesy. Thanks for the call, brother. Talk to you soon.
All right, brother, man. Later.
Hello. Hello.
Call from Nat Colo. To accept, press 1.
Let's see. What's up, Nat?
Hey, I just want to, well, hi.
Hi, Nat. What's your name, Nat?
I'm not a troll or anything.
What's your name?
Nat Crella.
Nat Krella. Where are you calling from?
Washington.
Washington, D.C. or Washington State?
Washington State.
Okay, go ahead.
I just want to say, first of all, that I really, appreciate, how you're doing this, opening a platform for people to speak, really.
Yeah, you bet. You bet.
And, I'm guessing you're a Republican? I don't necessarily agree with, the whole same views, but I think it's important to have open discussions like these.
I'm a fierce centrist. If you ask a Republican right now, then I'm a leftist liberal libtard because I disagree with ICE attacking our cities to try to solve the problems of illegals voting in our elections. People who came here illegally and getting citizenship, somehow getting a social security number, being able to vote in our elections is the big Republican problem. So I'm against attacking our cities, and I'm more for simply offering them a naturalization way and stripping away their voting rights because they didn't come here legally. And that would end the fear of the Republicans. So that's my thoughts. Do you think Marjorie Taylor Greene is going to run for president?
I would be surprised if she did run. I think she'll probably try to make her own party. And I think she might see a lot of success off of the taste for Donald Trump after this. I think it is a bit I kind of predicted this. I didn't think that she would split off, but I see very clearly that as soon as she said anything that Donald Trump did was wrong, they started attacking her and pushing her out.
Oh, yeah. I disagree with you, though, in one regard. I disagree with you. She'll run as a Republican. MAGA's got to go somewhere, and she's the only bright star over there with Thomas Massey that can pull a crowd. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be a lot better direction for Republicans. I think they might stand up for, the actual written down values of Republicans rather than, whatever MAGA stands for.
And then by the way, as she leaves, she leaves having just beaten Trump. Trump just lost on the MAGA Epstein list, right? They lost. He lost.
Right.
They had a special election where you only needed a majority. And when that last House member was coming in from Arizona after the government was done being shut down, Trump knew he was going to lose. So then he said, okay, fine, let him come out. But only because he had completely lost. If he hadn't lost, he never would have conceded giving up the Epstein files. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's I think it's obvious what's happening with the Epstein files. He delayed it as long as he could, and now I think he's trying to protect himself with
You
the
think?
investigation.
Oh, I think so too. I think and even if he's not on the list himself, and he's been accused already, he was sued by a woman in 2016, retracted her lawsuit, refiled it. Even if he's not guilty, I think a lot of his donors are guilty. I think a lot of the people he knows. Remember? Don't you see in the pictures of Clinton and Trump all hanging out together, chumming around? Do you remember that?
Yeah, I think he's definitely guilty, and I think it's a shame that people aren't listening to the victims. Like I feel like we should be. They came out with their own list, and Donald was on that. Donald's mentioned more than any other person in the files that were
hold on though. For MAGA, you're going to have direct proof. You can't. I've said it myself. I think there's so many of them are on the list, but for MAGA and for people who are MAGA faithful, I think they're really going to have to actually hear from a victim themselves. And then I don't know if you're going to be able to fool or be able to get MAGA to come over on that idea. I just don't think so.
I think a lot of people are very stubborn on that. I think it's honestly kind of insane to me that people are still supporting him. How quick these people are to just outright defend him at every turn.
And let me say something real fast though. And you and I both know someone who's exactly like that, and we love that person. You and I both do. And so does BS Unleashed, and so does Gigi, and so does C, and so does Harry, and so does Karen in the chat. All of us, we know one of those people.
Right.
And I love him.
For the hanging.
What's that?
I don't think I agree with you, and I think there's a lot of people who I would immediately want to defend, as people who are close to me, and I support, and I idolize. But the points, I wouldn't defend a president of my party for doing the things that Trump's doing, calling for the hanging of Congress people, veterans who are doing nothing but telling people to follow the law. They didn't even name drop Trump in their video.
It goes a little deeper than that. That's you and I could sit here and have a 30-minute conversation about that. But listen, thanks for your time. Let me let you go, and I'll take another call. You take care, okay?
All right. Thanks so much, man.
Bye, buddy.
Bye.
Yeah, we could have a full-on conversation about that as to whether or not it was treason or what those people did where they said you don't have to follow an illegal order. Let's watch a couple minutes of this real quick. This is MGT, pretty much, from my perspective, running for president. Actually, oh shit, I better I should get the flock. I'm having a good time doing this political talk, though. It's pretty fun.
For years, I spent millions of my own money. I missed precious time with my family that I can never get back. And I showed up in places like outside the New York courthouse in Collect Pond Park against a raging leftist mob as Trump faced Democrat lawfare. Meanwhile, most of the establishment
Who is this? Hello? Who's this?
Oh, I think I got the wrong phone number.
Who you calling? Who you calling, man?
Oh, I'm trying to talk to Chille from the Lawz.
This is Chille. What's going on, man?
Oh, are you not live?
I'm live, dude. You're live right now.
Oh, okay, my bad. Okay, wait a minute.
Go ahead.
So, my problem. Can you hear me fine?
I can hear you. What's going on?
Okay. My problem is that with H-1B visas, right? And I used to support getting rid of illegals, ICE, and all that, right? But what doesn't matter is you're going to still replace us with H-1B visa, and then you're bringing in some decay Chinese people. So I'd rather have Mexicans that actually agree more with my values, because they're mostly Christians, and the hardworking people and the family people. So what doesn't matter is you're going to still replace them. That makes no sense. That's why a lot of Republicans are bad at Trump. Are like me. I voted Trump the first two times, and the third time I didn't vote because I knew something had changed.
he was not the same guy I voted in 2016 for. So, yeah, I think that's why a lot of people have left MAGA. A lot of people are like, yeah, America first only. Didn't vote this year. A lot of people actually woke up after they voted for Trump and saw that he didn't do what he promised, like any H-1B visa, removal of foreign wars, and all of that.
So a lot of people are going to ask if you're a legal immigrant or not.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm from Puerto Rico, so.
You're from Puerto Rico, so you're a legal. You're American then, right?
Yeah. Puerto Rico is USA territory.
Oh, I know Puerto Rico's an American territory, but just as soon as someone hears your accent, they're automatically going to say, oh, is he even a legal immigrant? Because right now, Marjorie Taylor Greene is saying that English should be the official language of the United States of America. Do you agree with that or disagree with that?
I think it should be the official, but you could add some more language like Spanish. But I don't feel like every country has their official language, you know. I would go to Japan and say to them, you have to speak only English. You know, they speak Japanese over there. So I would go to Japan or Korea and tell them you have to only speak another language, or you have to add other languages or whatever. So you're telling me you voted for Trump twice, and then in 2024 you didn't vote for him? No, because I knew something changed. He was not the same person.
What changed? What changed about him?
It's like I knew, like I felt it in my heart. I don't know how to explain it, but he looked like the good guy. But something told me he wasn't, and I was right. Because, like, other people that voted for the same place, I thought he was going to do into the thing was H-1B visa, and foreign wars, America first. And he didn't do it. He did all the...
Let me repeat that for people in case they couldn't understand you. He said H-1B visas, end foreign wars, and America first. That's what he said. He said that Trump was going to end. He said Trump was going to end the H-1B visa program. He was going to end foreign wars, and he was going to put America first. Danelle Brown with 5 gifted memberships. Thanks, Danelle. And there was another person in here who gave away a membership. Jack Dog Steve. Thanks, man.
Videos on YouTube. You can see him saying it.
There are videos of him on YouTube saying where Trump said that he was going to end the H-1B visa program. He was going to end all foreign wars, not get us in more. And then he was going to do America first.
Yes, and he did a complete 180 on us.
Did a complete 180 on those. Yeah. Okay, listen, thanks for your call, man. I got to let you go. Talk to you soon. Later, brother. Yeah. It's not that I don't want to keep doing this. I do, but I have other commitments I have to do. I was going to do a 30-minute show over Marjorie Taylor Greene. I didn't know so many people would come. I had no idea. Maybe I'll do more political commentary because a lot of people want to talk about it. And I want you guys to talk about it. I'm going to leave this number. This phone is not going to ring, ding, or beep, so there will be no more calls coming in. I'm not going to check any voicemails at all whatsoever. Brick Jonesy, so good to hear from you. Let's OTVO with 5 gifted memberships. 10 gifted memberships. Thanks a lot, brother. The Vigilance Committee. Yes, my friend got a membership right on. Appreciate that. Brandon Blayton got one. Anthony got one. Foundation got one. Multi got one. Roy got one. We Don't Stop. Lupe got one. WTP News got one. Right on, man. AVCom got one. Totally cool. Danelle Brown and Let's OTVO in the house. Chevy in the house. Oh, shoot. Where's that at, Chevy? I saw that Chevy put a link here. Let me check this bad chicken out. Oh, 1 second. We got a song here real quick from the Chevster. Hold on, guys. There's only a few hundred people left, Chevster. But let's just show Chevy's song here real quick. Let's get into it. My man Chevy. Everybody say hello to my friend Chevy in the chat. Let's play a song. I'm not that tired. We can keep going a little bit.
Don't you find it strange that the cops top the chart for the domestic flops? Substance abuse, yeah, they're way up high. Driving drunk with their kids, watch the world Reckless, no DUI on the file. Stay on the job, smiling all the while. Cops, where'd your license go? Your ass sergeant promoted it after the show.
You see what the bubble says? I got my job back, and actually, I've been promoted.
Department discipline, not an arrest, a soft landing for them, putting us to the test. They blur the faces to hide the shame, but they slap your mugshot for the media game. It's up to the whom or not to send notification to the commission for certification cessation. He served 2 days, counseling probation, got his job back in a major promotion. Character, they keep the pension true. Recommendation to the next job for you. Power tends to corrupt, that much is so. Who needs criminals when the police put on a show? Swerve and wreck. Swerve and wreck. They'll blur their faces.
They blur the cops' faces. You get no checks. Gio's in the chat. Jody Shiloh. Stomper! My man! Skin, what's going on? Sashito. Satashi.
Top the chart for the domestic flops. Substance abuse, yeah, they're way up high. Driving drunk with their kids, watch the world roll by. In Florida, it's called and swerve and protect. 400 caught driving, a system unchecked.
Are you saying there were 400 cops that were caught drunk driving in Florida and people haven't heard about it?
Cops, what you gonna do when the funky thin blue line is protecting you? It
right.
Is reckless, no DUI on the file. Stay on the job, smiling all the while. Cops, where'd your license go? Your ass sergeant promoted it after the show.
Fortnite Clips is in the chat. Chevy! Russian!
The department discipline, not an arrest, a soft landing for them, putting us to the test. They blur the faces to hide the shame, but they slap your mugshot for the media game. It's up to the whom or not to send
nailing it.
Notification to the commission for certification cessation. He served 2 days, counseling probation.
Counseling and probation. And a major promotion. So true, Chevy. So true.
Power tends to corrupt, that much is so. Who needs criminals when the police put on a show? Swerve and wreck. Swerve and wreck. They'll blur their faces. But
blur their faces. And you get no checks. Welcome to the Unfree America, Butch the Original. Dun, dun, dun. Chevy with another banger, dude. Chevy, thank you. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. I had a good time reporting on some politics stuff here. Maybe I'll keep doing it. It was fun because everybody cares. We all care, man. I think the most disgusting or the most untrue insult by the right is, oh, you hate America. That is just not true, man. I love this country. I just hate how it's being run. And with that, good to see everybody. Chevy! Lisa! That was Chevy's song, everybody. If you guys didn't know that, I'm sorry. That was Chevy's song. He created that. I don't know if I give that shout out or not. Gio! Good to see you, my buddy. Stomper. Omega Aider! All right, listen, I got to get the flock out of here. Danelle Brown finally caught alive. Right on, Danelle Brown. BS Unleashed was in here. You guys, thank you for the super chats. A couple I didn't see until they were already gone. I'm sorry. Thank you. I appreciate the super chats. Thank you. Please become a channel member. I need you to be a channel member because these fucks at YouTube are trying to kill this channel. So please help me keep the channel. I appreciate you. I love you. I'll see you guys on the next one. KT. Later, Gators. Mikey, come back. Mikey B, come back.